am getting a divorce. Take a minute. Take it in.
You cannot be for real.
A few moments later.
Get ready with me for Valentine's Day. 6. That's about to be me.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
So, as per my credentials, I am married. However, my career is also the military. However, divorce is very normalized in the military. They always make jokes saying like your first marriage doesn't count. Whatever, who gives a fuck? My marriage counts. Thank you. My name is Dishonest. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And I like to talk shit. It's play on words. I'm dishonest, but I'm actually very honest. With Miss Mikayla Nogueira, who's going through her first divorce, and I understand that being married to an addict is a very, linear process, right? As it is not linear, also people do judge her the way she's handling the divorce. Understandable, however, I am not a Mikayla defender, but I am a defender of people. So let's kind of sit back and look at this, right? You choose to post a relationship in your marriage on social media. Cool, whatever. So don't be surprised if people ask you questions when they don't see your man on your shit. Does that make any sense? Because she's like,
Trying to be a little more private with my life.
babes, you never gave privacy anyways. You would probably post about your tampon size if you wanted to be real. She did not post about her tampon size, but she did post about her not getting her Gucci.
I have never been eaten out.
But I digress. Not my business. But at the same time though, when you post something on the internet, everybody's opinion is up for free grabs. And that's just kind of the way that it's always been on the internet. People are like, I just want privacy. I just want privacy. You post everything on social media, and when you want something privatized after you made it public, it doesn't really work like that. You know what I mean?
I think you should experience it. You always say I want to experience things, but I don't think you actually want to experience things.
So in recent videos, you have seen Miss Mikayla Nogueira posting that she's going to Las Vegas. She was turned up with her friends. She even turned off her comments saying that she was sick. And she also posted about going on a date.
He's super family oriented. Oh my God. I am wet.
There was people pretty much saying like, I went on a date with Mikayla's man.
Bit of backstory, Dylan and I have known each other for 3 years.
We were together for like a long periodically time, and now all of a sudden they're together.
We have the receipts, and Zach has a twin brother named Dylan. Now here's Dylan. He went to the Super Bowl.
The entire situation is a little fucked up though, if that is to be true, that her new man that she went on a date with was fucking around with somebody else. You feel me? I feel like sometimes people forget that men are also clout chasers. Are you catching my drift? However, I digress again. So from human versus influencer, human-wise, you can't tell somebody how to handle a divorce. Also, on top of that, the person you're divorcing from also gave you trauma because they were an addict. Does that make any sense? But Mikayla Nogueira-wise, in my opinion, because babes, this is my channel, what the fuck? It comes out to a point where how much transparency do you want to give the people who made you millions? Because now all of a sudden it's, we want to keep it private. You want to keep it private, but you're talking about getting your pussy wet. Like, make it make sense. You can't be contradicting yourself on top of you saying you want privacy. That's not how shit works. It's almost like when Chappell Roan was like, guys, wait, hold on. Let me whip up the phone. Let me get in my real Chappell Roan shit. Hold on.
As a human, this is what it's like. So I'm just trying to go to dinner.
Girl, you literally said you were trying to get famous for 10 years, and you finally made it, and now all of a sudden you don't know what the fuck to do with yourself. But whatever, I digress. Miss Mikayla, the post-breakup / divorce tattoo, real. Also at the same time, if you're making your divorce / your homegirl's birthday, and you're spending like, you know, thousands of millions of dollars, you know what? Hell fucking yeah. Because if I had that money, bitch, I wouldn't tell y'all, but there would be signs. You know what I'm saying? From a human's perspective, no, it is not very left field to all of a sudden want to pop your puss, go spend your money, and go get a tattoo. At the end of the day, honestly, if you've never been through one of those canon events after a breakup, I don't know what to tell you. I understand, but yet again, you're hitting a certain strict demographic that does not give a fuck about if you were cool last week and you stubbed your toe, or you didn't apologize or say excuse me when you shoved somebody's shoulder like the next week. Like, people on social media will literally build you up just to rip you down. Hello, like a vanilla mace. Like, do I need to explain further? If I end up becoming famous one day and people will post about me, whoop-de-doo, unless it's fake. I'm not gonna sit up here trying to like defend false allegations. I really never gave a fuck. Miss Mikayla, you sit here and you're like, I can't believe that people are saying things about me. I can't believe people are saying things about me. At the end of the day, you're a brand. And you're the own face of your own brand because you influence literally millions of people every single fucking day about what you do. So when you sit up here going, you guys made me millions, I don't give a fuck, just scroll past.
This is everything I got shopping in Vegas. Now, if you don't like shopping hauls, my biggest piece of advice is to not watch the video.
Babes, they made you those millions. At the end of the day, you still would have been living at your grandparents' house if it wasn't for you becoming popular on social media for doing makeup. Does that make any sense? So don't act ungrateful because they're asking you just for transparency. But at the same time, should they also tear you down for living your life and going through a divorce? No, I don't think so. To be honest with you, I really haven't seen anything that Mikayla posts about because I'm not really like the hardest follower. Like, did I used to follow her? Absolutely. But to be honest with you, I don't really give that much of a fuck. Let's see what she's posted recently. She's posted up with her friends photoshopped. I mean, honestly, it is really nothing.
Get ready with me to go on a date. If anybody knows how to throw a party, you can tell it's me.
I forgot. She also came out with a perfume. Oh, it's 30 milliliters of perfume that you're paying for. Right. Do we add taxes or shipping? But it says free shipping on all orders over $65. So thank God it's free shipping that you spend that you spend a couple more dollars. Cause God forbid, could not get it without free shipping. Yet again, she's trendy and she's a businesswoman at the end of the day. However, your brand does not give Midnight Sun by Zara Larsson. You know what I mean? Your brand gives like minimalist luxury and loud luxury and whatever you decide to cosplay with your makeup. Because guess what? Makeup is supposed to be fun. I have never made a perfume, so I can't really sit up here and say if the perfume is good or not. I like my certain scents. I can't say that anything I like is that what you're gonna like, right? I'm not gonna sit here and make a full ass deep dive on Miss Mikayla, because to be honest with you, I'm not going to sit up here and do hours and hours of research on a woman that I've been watching inconsistently, whether it was a simple scroll or whether when I used to follow her probably like right after COVID. I don't really give that much of a fuck to look it up, but I care enough to talk about it because I feel like every single fucking time y'all make somebody famous, you get confused on why they start acting different when they're famous. To be honest with you, who have you met or who have you seen as a celebrity? Please let me know who actually stays consistent and genuine with who they are. I'll wait because I highly doubt that you're gonna name one person that I probably can't find a fucking article about them that's gonna tell me how much of a piece of shit that they are once they got famous or before fame. But you know what? Her name brings in views. She doesn't really have to do much. She purposely, I believe, in my mind, if I really rub my two brain cells together, I really do solely believe she does appreciate whatever controversy she creates, whatever the fuck she says, however the fuck she says it with her accent, fake or not. She's going to get those views. That is one smart woman to be sitting up here going, you know what? Today, I'm going to do mascara. And I will piss a bunch of people off. And you know what I'm not going to do? Apologize. Because who's going to clock my tea? 10 million people can clock my tea. But babes, if I don't say anything, nothing is law. You can't be mad about it. Because guess what? That's smart. That's strategic. She never has to address it. So how can she get canceled? Simple as that. Does that make any sense? I will not be separating the art from the artist. Do not get me wrong. I will not be separating the art from the artist. However, I think sometimes with the way that my generation really poses a very strict guideline and boundary when they pick and choose whoever they want to do that for, if that makes sense. Like if you probably put two celebrities together and see who could have gotten canceled for what, I promise you, what Mikayla is doing is not the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I've noticed when it's a woman, y'all are quick to be like, excuse me, bitch, like you should have been off the internet like 5 days ago. And you're like, well, fuck, like what'd they do? It would literally be a whole lot of nothing. You're like, right, okay. Let's look this up, hold on. Photo editing, undisclosed sponsorship, persona and tone, product launch drama, lifestyle backlash, fake accent, influencer downfall backlash. Like I said, y'all were a fucking decade too late canceling Onision for judging literal children on their bodies on YouTube. But, however, y'all are quick to cancel people for the dumbest shit. But whatever. I've realized with my generation with running a strict ass program is, to be honest though, sometimes we just don't make sense. We had very, very uncensored internet access. Listen, I grew up in the era where you were still able to kick on your computer with your toe. Okay, if that shows my age a little bit, shut the fuck up. So yet again, what I'm just not understanding is, I want to say maybe because our generation grew up with such unsupervised internet, and with a lot of those YouTubers that we grew up watching being absolute, like, you know, maybe that made us a little bit strict with the up and coming influencers that we choose to make famous because we choose to indulge in whatever bullshit they feed us on the internet. But honestly, can you blame them? It's a smart tactic. If I was her marketing manager, I'd be like, babes, you did what? You got caught sucking dick in the back of a car? Hey, that wasn't you, babes. That was AI. That wasn't you. That was a deep fake. And keep it pushing. And guess what? They'll still get money at the end of the day because they don't give a fuck. Listen, I don't understand why some of y'all have such parasocial relationships and think that sometimes, even though an influencer kind of owes you what you made for them, if that makes any sense. Like, so, for example, your view gets them paid. You paying for their product gets them paid. However, let's make this make sense between you and the camera, right? So a bond between you and your following is something that a lot of people just don't understand because a lot of people don't do social media, but everybody wants to be a clean girl bitch, which I will talk about in the next video. But anyway, however, you can be an influencer all day, all night, but when you catch people's attention and they love you for who you are, and then they start to make money, and they lose that sense of self and that connection that they had with the viewer, hate to break it to you, babes, it goes from a hobby to a business. And guess what businesses do not give a fuck about? They don't give a fuck about you as a person. They only give a fuck about what you got up in them pockets and that debit card and that credit card. That's it. She does all these sponsored promotions. She does all these sponsored brand deals. And all of a sudden everybody's shocked. Why are you shocked? She went from literally working at a makeup company as a hobby because she was really, really into showing y'all transitions of her makeup to now all of a sudden it's like, oh, she doesn't want to sell me something. That's how she gets paid. That's how she's getting all these luxury things. So don't hate yourself and don't be pissed that she's doing what she literally transformed herself into doing. She would not have that $1 million mansion without you. She wouldn't have all those luxury Gucci, whatever the fucking Fendi bags without your view. So if you want to get so pissed, so I can't believe that she's still making videos. Well, first off, she got me then, bitch, because I'm sitting up here making a video about her. And then she got you again because you still hate on her. So, is she smart? Yeah. Is what she does is probably not in the same mode as your morals and your standards? 100%. So now the real question is, you don't gotta answer it, is what do you do when you realize that you made somebody shallow who sold out for fame? What do you do with that? You either A, keep giving them money by viewing them, or B, you completely ignore them and they just dissipate. They fall through the cracks and everybody fucking forgets about them in a year. But no, we still continue to make her money because we're still talking about her, which is one smart ass business thing to do. If you liked the video, go ahead and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, I don't give a fuck. I have to edit it. Whoop-de-doo. My absence will not be as long. I was very much just dying and I had another surgery, as you can tell by my scar. I hope I was not as robotic as I was in the last video. I really do try my darnest to really try to show my personality, but talking to a camera is obviously a little bit intimidating, babes. I hope y'all sit down, have some Taco Bell on my behalf, and go ahead and whoop ass. Y'all have a good night. Bye.